welcome everybody to the second installment of the podcast.
Oh my God, it's happening.
It is happening, yeah. So I want to call you guys here today because we all work together. You guys are the new hires. So it's been very interesting. It's true. It's true. And it's been interesting to see you guys develop and evolve your skills over time. And you guys have been a source of inspiration to me as well. So seeing what you guys have done is admirable. And that's not even mentioning what you guys do in your daily life too. So I wanted to ask you guys a question. And the question is, what do you think stops people from achieving their ultimate potential?
Who defines ultimate potential? Like, who is that? Is that in their own eyes, or is that?
It's relative to each person, what they think they can achieve. And I think humans are meant for great things, but some people never reach that potential. They have regrets. What stops them from living that life they ideally want for themselves?
Can I start?
Please do.
I think it's definitely self-doubt and just the thought of there's so many people, and I just have started with a bad deck in like a card deck, you know what I'm saying? They just were dealt a bad hand and they were like, there's no chance, so why even try, in a sense, you know? Like, I've met people that are just like, no, like, I don't see myself ever being big. Like, I just want like the basic stuff just because I know I can't get there. And I was just like, why would you like dream for such low aspirations? And they were just like, because I'm normal. And it's really unfortunate because like there's been people that are just not the brightest and they've come to do amazing things. And I feel like everybody's like smart and unique in their own way, and they all have their own niche, you know, where they can help a certain community, and they just have yet to figure it out. But yeah, I hope that those people end up figuring it out, because it's kind of sad.
I think it starts with the talk, the bad self-talk, and also the way they've been raised as well, with the way parents value things too. Because we're a mirror image of our parents in a very similar way.
Yeah.
So when you have an upbringing of people saying you can't do something, and you're looking at your life and you dwell in the negative thoughts rather than the positive thoughts, I think that can stop you from growing and reaching that ultimate potential. I feel like people would rather idolize a celebrity than rather be that person, being the consumer rather than the actual producer. I think it's easy to be the biggest Taylor Swift fan or be the biggest John Mayer fan, because it's easy to get behind someone who's already succeeded. I think that can maybe sway your thought process and get your mind off the ball for yourself and what you can achieve in your life. So I absolutely agree.
Do you think any of that is like part of their control? Because you attribute it to like parents and stuff like that. So is there anything like the person can actually do?
Or is it like an environmental thing? You know what I mean? Because I know a lot of people who say
it's nature and nurture.
Yeah.
They both come into play. But I think people have will. They have willpower. Do
you think people have free will?
I would say so. I mean, there is a destiny for people, but I would say that you can choose the destiny. There's like multiple outcomes. You know what I mean?
So there's like a bucket.
It's a bucket of different destinies, I'd say. So
like if you're born in like the suburbs, you can't be like a tribe warrior. It's just like out of the bucket.
Different timelines too.
Like it's just out of the bucket.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, anything's possible. I think, this is America. You're able to do things that you want to do. Nothing's stopping you except yourself. So I think people are in control.
Nothing?
What's that?
You think nothing?
Nothing is stopping you.
Except yourself? It's all within the one person?
If you have a perfectly healthy body, and a good mindset, I don't see why you wouldn't achieve great things for yourself instead of choosing something that you don't like just because you don't think you can do the good things. So, yeah.
It's like what Nico said, right? Because like you said something about people choose their own destiny, and it's like, why would you dream to be normal? I feel like everybody when they're a kid dreams to be a doctor or a firefighter or something, and these are important people. And shout out to the people who work at Wendy's and fast food workers, but also I want to dream to be something bigger. You know what I mean? Something bigger.
Why is that? Why do you want to dream for something bigger?
I mean, why not? right? Like all of us at the shop are super ambitious people, which is a good thing. We're going to go off to do great things. So the question then becomes, what can you dream to do and do before you hit your limit and like you break yourself? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And that's like a big thing.
Pushing the boundaries is good because you'll never know how you can grow if you don't put yourself in an uncomfortable position. So you can stay safe. You can play the safe route your whole life, but you're not going to be able to see anything outside of that safety net, you know, because there's so much that exists. Like me and Nico just jumped out of a plane the other day.
Yeah.
For the first time.
That's crazy,
He did
bro.
back-to-back 2 times.
You almost died. You almost
I,
died.
you know what, I was just thinking about that, and then you fucking said that.
Yeah.
Like, I was just thinking, sometimes I just, like, get the thoughts of just, like, the feeling of just falling upside down and, like, just, like, not even being able to do anything because everything was happening so quickly. I didn't have time to react.
PTSD.
You will always lose a war against gravity.
Yeah,
right?
always.
But the thing is, we could have played the safe card. We could have played the safe card and not have jumped out of the plane. And that would probably have guaranteed our survival. But it's important to, like, push that envelope and see what you are capable of.
Yeah.
Indeed.
Are you guys, like, motivated, though, by, like, do you have, like, this goal in mind that's, like, very concrete and you're, like, motivated by it? Or is, like, do you, like, outline that? Because I don't outline that kind of stuff.
I'm just diving into things that I'm interested in. You know, I don't have a certain goal. I mean, there's no way you can absolutely guarantee what the future is going to look like.
Yeah. Okay.
But I would rather just dive into things that make me happy and help me reach my ultimate potential that I want for myself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you haven't, like, outlined that potential.
Definitely not.
It's
It can mean anything.
An intuition thing that you follow based on what you're interested in.
That's right.
Yeah.
And there's so many ways to reach that ultimate potential, whatever you want it to be. But that's just up to you. It's up to you to take action. It's up to you to not take action. You know?
What if you speak to a person whose ultimate potential for them, as they've outlined it, is being normal?
That's okay. As long as you're living your life by your guidelines and you aren't regretting anything, if you can be happy with your life situation, then be happy with that, you know? But I'm just saying, for the people who have regrets and hate their life situation and don't do anything about it, why not make a change right now?
Yes.
When you have a day, people take days for granted, like one single day, 1 hour, 1 second, 1 minute. But those things are not guaranteed. It can all end in a second, you know? So when you have that time in life, time is of the essence to really do something if you don't like your life situation.
And I feel like everybody's capable of being, like, extraordinary. You know what I mean? You just got to believe in yourself. And it comes down to, like, the talk that you have with yourself. You know what I mean? It's like the negative talk that you have with yourself is, like, almost bottom of the barrel, like, stuff. You're sitting in your room and it's dark and you're like, man, what am I doing with my life, right? And that pushes you to be better, and that's really what matters.
You would hope so.
Yeah.
But sometimes you can go the exact opposite direction, where you are thinking about how things aren't great, and you just kind of, like, sit in that, you know?
Yeah.
You're sulking in that feeling.
It takes a lot of not just self-empowerment, but, like, self-preservation. You know, it's fight or flight to pull yourself out of that, and it takes a lot of strength. So I feel like I would respect anybody who goes through that and who, I don't know, just pushes themselves through that. You know what I mean?
It takes a lot.
Yeah.
It takes a lot to find that.
We're all ambitious people. Let's be honest here. You know what I mean? We all want to grow up and do different things, and we're all going to be great people. But, like, it's hard to push yourself to go towards that.
Yeah.
If you know what I'm saying.
Especially if you're alone. If you're alone and you don't have a support system that shows you that you can do something else, it's hard to kind of find your way out of that cave, you know?
Yeah.
So it's helpful to have people around you that, you know, lift you up.
I don't see it as, like, everyone can do amazing things. I think there's a lot of stuff where it's just, like, way out of your control, and people may not. Like, I think it's a complete roll of the die, where someone may not actually be able to completely, not by any fault of their own, but just due to their circumstances.
That is true. But what is amazing is also relative to each person. Doing the same job for 30, 40 years, like, you've succeeded at doing that.
Yeah, 30 years ago, that was like, yes,
Mm-hmm.
fuck yeah.
Exactly. So, But yeah, I think it's just really important to focus on what you want, like what makes you happy, what makes you motivated to do something, what gives you purpose, what do you think your purpose is?
Yeah, I'd put purpose above happiness.
Purpose
I think
above
it's
happiness.
more long lasting, at least in my personal experience.
Because everybody wants to be happy, but
Right.
everybody needs to fulfill their duty.
It's not
want
fulfilling at
and
all
need.
just to pursue happiness.
Yeah.
If that was the case, I'd just do fucking meth.
That's right.
Yeah, I'd be pretty fucking happy.
Is that happiness?
Is that true
I don't
happiness?
know.
Is
I've
that
never
true
done
happiness
meth.
or
I've
no?
never done meth.
Okay, but if like, okay, let's say you did do meth. Is that true happiness, or is that like a fake, like falsified, sort of just like drug induced?
Dopamine hit.
Yeah,
Well,
like
I think we
that's
can
like,
make that judgment because we're not in that state.
It's a fleeting feeling, right? That's why people keep doing it, to keep, capturing that feeling that they
Exactly.
have.
But you should put that dopamine towards productive things instead of just
Oh,
being,
yeah.
I don't know.
Well,
like-
that's a sensible mind talking, right?
Yeah.
But if someone's under the influence of a drug, it's hard to be rational.
Right.
So how does one have that rationality?
Like, what if you just
I don't know, man.
What if you don't?
What if you're like born without that shit?
You're born like
Born
chemically
without.
it.
I don't know how it works, but like
There's
it's just,
possibilities,
like, you
man.
just don't, just really aren't.
Well, the thing that's cool is that like every single person on the planet has a place somewhere. There's a place for motorcycle mechanics. There's a place for homeless people on the street. Like everyone has a different story, and I think that in and of itself can be the purpose.
Just being present, being part of that
Mm?
story.
Just being a part of existing.
yeah.
No matter
Yeah,
if
on the
you're
planet.
I would agree with
Yeah.
you.
some
I would agree
important
with you.
CEO or some lowly, street criminal, it doesn't matter. You have a part to play, you know what I mean?
That is true.
That's kind of a crazy thought to think
Mhm.
about.
Because like everyone always wonders like what the purpose of life is.
Your purpose is to do what you're doing now, which right now is podcasting.
Right.
That's our purpose right now.
Mhm.
You know what I mean?
And the only time that we really have is the present. So we don't have the past, we don't have the future, we have right now.
You're about to whip out some Uruguay quotes right now. Sounding real intelligent out
My
here.
time has come. No, but it's interesting when you think about purpose, because there is no definitive answer. What do you think about? What do you think purpose is?
doing what feels right in the moment. I feel like that's what having a purpose is. Like if you're being a kind person and you're doing the best that you can and you're experiencing and learning new things daily, I think that's purpose. At least that's my purpose. I feel like my purpose is, for me, it's just to experience, to learn, and to be a better person day by day, because I don't know. I want to mentally mature. I want to continue to mentally mature, and I hate being stagnant. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
If I'm not learning something, or if I'm not doing new things or moving around, I start to get antsy. And when I get antsy, I fucking hate it. I start tweaking out. I start like getting angry and stuff like that. I just don't like it. So like I guess my purpose is just like keep going and learn and experience.
What is it
Yeah,
about?
yeah.
What is it about being stagnant that like makes you feel uncomfortable?
It's
Because
the
some
same
people are okay
thing.
with that.
No, dude, I can't do it. I can't do it. Like I'm freaking out right now just thinking about it.
Is it a feeling of like wasting time, or thinking you should be doing something else, or that?
Wasting your mental resources, maybe.
It's just like opportunity cost, Like why stay here when I can experience new things? I just don't see a reason as to. I don't know. I just get antsy. That's what it kind of boils down to. I just get antsy. I like moving around. Okay, I can't have one thing for too long, unless if it's a woman, a good woman.
Yeah.
Yeah, then I can.
Well, that provides a level of good that you can be happy with,
Yeah.
instead of doing the same thing that you
Yeah.
don't want to be doing. So that's definitely important.
Mm-hmm.
I feel Nico because it's like it makes me feel terrible when I'm stuck in one place and like doing something, and the worst fear of mine is like not moving up to where I want to be in life, because I want to, be some hot shot that wears like a suit and stuff, but like I'm not there right now, but I will be. You know what I mean? And like that, I guess this goes back to your question where it's like, do you have an image in your mind? It's like, yeah, I do. But that's what drives me. It's not a specific image, but it is one that motivates me every day.
And you won't go anywhere if you stay stagnant, right?
Yeah.
Like you have an idea for what you want in the future, and that won't be attained if you don't do anything.
Yeah.
Or stay stagnant. Or you're like or you let fear encompass you. It can be really tough. Like that fear can't control you. It can stop you from reaching that ultimate potential, you know. Also think you're not good enough. Like that'll stop you too. Like goes back to self-talk, and fear plays a massive part. Feeling uncomfortable, like taking those risks.
I think we're all pretty good at taking risks.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we all ride fucking motorcycles. We know it's dangerous.
We know it's dangerous.
We know it's the dude just died outside on a
Yeah.
motorcycle. By the way, that's what happened.
You want to give me the rundown of what happened?
He was going like 60. And a guy pulled out and he T-boned the car.
CSI was out there. They had the canopy up on the car.
He died.
That's insane, dude.
You know what's fucking crazy? Is it just happened to be at the exact same time that we're filming this podcast.
We're all motorcycle mechanics.
We were all, like, in theory, like, riding today of some sorts.
Yeah.
And it blocks the entrance to get to your house.
Yeah.
Like, I couldn't get to your house. It was just that one entrance.
Yeah, what are the odds of that?
You got to go
just
around.
that one
Yeah.
entrance.
It's kind of scary.
That
It's not scary.
It's
It's
some
not
simulation
scary.
shit, I'm
It's
telling
some
you.
simulation shit.
It's lagging out. Something ain't right.
Maybe this is a sign.
I mean,
from somebody.
I think we are in a simulation that we create for ourselves.
Whoa.
Do you agree with that?
Yeah. I'd agree with that.
Because you create your own reality, right?
Indeed. Yeah.
And it's like the way that you perceive things and the way that the world revolves around you is only but your perception. So
Yeah.
that's crazy. It's a simulation that you create for yourself. It's
That's
a
true.
game.
It is a game. Yeah, but those are things that like I don't think we will know until we're gone, right?
This might be unrelated, but there's this thing that was like the human consciousness is stored in like 95% in the brain, right? So we are just little sacks of fluid called the brain moving around like mech suits made of the same materials.
Mm-hmm.
You ever think about that?
The ECU.
It is the ECU. We're just in Pacific Rim.
Pacific Rim.
I didn't like that movie.
You didn't like it at all?
No, I just don't like Transformer movies.
You don't like Shia LaBeouf
No.
Transformer movies?
You don't like big
It's not
metal
for me.
things?
Sci-fi.
They're good movies. But it's not. I don't.
What movies do you watch?
Yeah.
What's your favorite genre? Like what do you vibe with?
I like heavy plot stuff.
That weird Canadian shit.
No.
Brick.
Heavy plot.
I like Scorsese, Tarantino.
Oh my
Like
god.
the class. Just like heavy plot.
crazy
shit,
shit.
where they're just sitting at a table and talking. Scorsese is the new movie,
Oh yeah.
Killers of the Flower Moon.
What is it about?
I've heard of that. but I haven't-
Like Old West Native American type beat. I don't know much.
Scorsese made a western.
Yes.
That's
It's
fucking
gonna be
sick.
good. It got a 9-minute standing ovation at Cannes, I think.
Yeah, but
Whoa.
everybody likes to
Yeah,
9
everybody
minutes.
gets
Everybody
that
likes to
standing
clap
ovation.
at
I
it.
know.
Can you imagine getting a 9-minute standing ovation for
like-
something you created?
It's fucked.
Dude, that'd be fucking
Like
awesome.
the
clap-
11th time in a row.
They clap
Dude.
for actors, bro. Like
What?
Okay. All right. Harrison Ford got like a 15-minute standing ovation at Cannes Film Fest, right? That's fair. Harrison Ford has
15 minutes of just clapping.
yeah. For
You must
him.
feel fucking great. Your ego is boosted.
What would you do? What would you do? Okay, Nico. If you were just there, if you were just there, right, and you acted in some movie, and it premiered in front of rich white people, and they just clapped for you, and you're standing for 15 minutes, and they're just clapping the entire time.
Well, were you like going on off stage too? Because you like leave and they stop and then you come back and they do it again.
Yeah,
You have intermission
No,
for the.
It's an encore intermission for the clap.
Oh my
Have you guys-
God.
Have you guys been to like concerts and stuff, like classical concerts?
No
and
fucking
stuff?
Yeah,
When they
yeah,
come
yeah,
back.
They have
No,
a
I
break in the
refuse
middle
to
of
believe
it.
that.
They have
That's what they
intermission.
do.
I refuse to believe they leave the stage and then they
Yes.
come back.
They
and
do.
start
They start
clapping
clapping
again.
They do.
That's an
They do.
encore then, in a way.
Well, sometimes it happens like 3 times.
Because you're supposed to exit stage like left or something like that as like a tradition.
And then
Mhm.
sometimes you just keep going and then
Yeah.
you have to come back out.
Yeah.
I mean,
And then you try to exit
Happens
again
in
to get them to
plays,
stop,
too,
and then
yeah.
keep going.
Yeah.
Anyways.
wow, interesting.
I did not know that. I'd like that.
Yeah, I
you
bet
like
you
that?
would.
Yeah, you know
What
what
would
I
you do though,
You
bro?
know what I'd do? I'd go down there and I would try and shake every single person's hand.
Damn.
John.
That's
Yeah.
actually respectable.
Hell
That's
but
respectable.
instead of talking to anyone, I would just make eye contact with every single person and just shake their hand. I wouldn't say a single
That's
thing.
thousands of people.
That's thousands of people. But if they're willing to fucking spend 9 minutes clapping their fucking hands together looking like some NPCs, I'm more than willing to go and walk around and meet almost everyone, you know?
I mean, I would try my best. Like, if I'm going up the aisle, I'm high-fiving everybody.
No,
You know what I mean?
exactly.
Like, that's what-
Yeah.
Like, yeah, bro, what's up?
Yeah. And my future wife has got to be in there too also.
Mm.
So I'm making sure to keep an eye out for that. Or not for that, for her.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
For
but,
that.
yeah. But
That would be cool. But, like,
that would be cool.
I mean, I would say that it's possible to achieve that status in some way or fashion.
Do you want that though? Do you want to be known by that many people? Does that really appeal to you, or
Exactly.
is it just like that second of fame that you want?
When have you ever heard a famous person say they like being famous?
Jerry
After a
Seinfeld.
while.
Okay,
but
Jerry
no,
Seinfeld is a fucking
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing, right?
Barry
Like,
B. Benson.
Dude, imagine somebody being outside your house at 5:30 in the morning just waiting to take pictures of you.
Yeah.
You haven't even woken up yet. You haven't, if you do your makeup, you haven't done your makeup yet probably. You know, you're just trying to do your own thing, and there's somebody trying to take pictures of you, and there's like always people outside your house and whatnot. No.
Yeah.
Like, that'd be cool for like a month, 2 months. And then, like, I'd fuck around with the paparazzi for, like, a year after that. But after a year, it would just get boring. And I would just get scared.
It'd get
I would say
worse,
that
I
bro.
wouldn't be able to be myself.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That
I
would be the worst part about it.
I understand. I would say that being a celebrity is not all that it's cracked up to be, you know, because every person on the planet struggles in some way. It doesn't matter what your status is. Like, you know, your struggles are relative to your experience. So if, you know, you're like Tobey Maguire, big Spider-Man guy, you know, done a bunch of other films, I'm sure he hated the paparazzi, right?
Yeah.
He like gives them a fucking dirty look
Yeah.
because he does not want to deal with them at all. But at the end of the day, like, you know, when it comes to his work, that's what he wants to be doing.
True.
So like the paparazzi is going to be there because they're going to be leeching off you, right? It's just like the consumer and producer thing we were talking about.
Mhm.
Instead of being the person, they'd rather take pictures of the person of interest. Wouldn't it be better instead of like being infatuated with the person who does that thing you're taking pictures of, you can be that person?
Would you want to be the other person on the other side of the camera lens? Do you want to be the model or the photographer?
Bruh, neither. The
You could be a
fucking
little bit of both.
bystander driving by.
I don't care. I don't want to be involved at all.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it.
Don't involve me at all. I don't want to be taking pictures of somebody. Imagine your whole life revolving around somebody else's.
Damn.
Everything you do.
That happens all the time.
Basically your happiness and your health and well-being and your family's well-being is relied on somebody else leaving their house and having a different outfit on every single day or doing something crazy so that someone can take a picture of them. Like, I never really thought about that until now. It's like everything is just about that one person.
Yeah.
Is
What's
about that
so
one person.
special? What is so special? I
'Cause
don't
they're
understand.
celebrities.
It's because
bro.
they can make profits off someone else's
Exactly.
success. You
It's
know,
leeching.
it is a leeching. It's a
leeching.
parasitic
Yo.
relationship.
It's a parasitic relationship. Exactly.
Yeah,
Mhm.
and I think that's really interesting. So someone's purpose in life would be to like get up in the morning and get fucking candid shots of some like high list celebrity.
Maybe
You
they're
know?
chilling with that.
They're
'Cause
chill
maybe
with
maybe they like emigrated from Uzbekistan, and they're like,
Uzbekistan.
and they're
Yep.
like their kids have like a house in the backyard.
that, and they have
And
a
they're
place.
Like, fuck yeah.
They have a place on the planet.
Yeah.
There is a place on the planet for paparazzi.
like-
Yeah.
You might not like them, but they serve a purpose of some sort.
That's
But
why
it's
I think his
parasitic.
position- Nico's position is
It's
good.
an
It's like,
ecological relationship. It's a parasitic relationship
Yeah.
instead of a symbiotic one. It's not great for the other people on the other side of it, dude.
They don't see it that way.
Mental health, man.
They're not thinking
Mental
about how the celebrity feels. They're
Yeah, they don't give a fuck.
self-centered.
They probably get over that.
They're self-centered, and they get over it if they even have that feeling.
Mhm.
They
They're
may
trying to
not
get
even have the
emotions
feeling.
out of them most
Yeah.
of the time. You know, they start asking some crazy
Prodding
stuff,
them.
or they like start
How's it
pushing them or
going?
whatnot. Yeah.
Yeah.
Push them, nudge them a little bit, see what happens.
Yeah,
You get some
exactly.
outrage,
Then
bam.
boom, money right
Viral.
Public.
there. Yeah, and then they get
Public.
canceled online. You have to be so careful nowadays. The slightest thing from a different camera angle or a different person or a different perspective can ruin your life. Just like that.
It's hard to have a hot take nowadays.
It is.
You have a hot take, someone's going to be pissed at you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But if you talk about some hot topic in society, there's always going to be one side that's not going to agree with you. They're going to think you're, speaking slander. They want you to be the bad person because they want to feel better about themselves at the end of the day. So it's kind of tough. It's tough to have that level of admiration by people, or I wonder how Taylor Swift feels. Like, Taylor Swift's having that Eras tour recently.
She gave away $44 million to the people that helped. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. I just thought about that.
No, we're on the same topic.
Shout out Taylor Swift.
Dude, she made billions off that Eras tour. This was my thing. If I saw a girl like screaming on Instagram, like on that shit, and it was just like, I just found it like cringe like that, immediately unfollow. I can't do that shit. I can't, for some reason, I can't go like, or just be around people that are just like so incredibly fan based about other people and they make their whole life about it. I can't do it. You can have people that you like. You can have people that you look up to. You can have heroes. But as soon as you start making your life trying to be like them, that's when I draw the line.
Well, here's the deal. Like, do you notice the bandwagoning effect?
Dude, yes, exactly.
Everyone gets behind one cause.
Exactly.
Everybody goes to see the Barbie movie. Everybody wears pink.
Nobody gives a fuck about the Barbie movie. Like, I bet there's people that did.
Whoa.
I bet there's people that did care about it. But I bet that if there wasn't that much marketing and just like, oh my god, like I'm going to see where this grand opening, like
Barbieheimer.
What's her Barbieheimer? There was like the memes and shit like that.
Yeah.
Like I would, if there was no marketing like that, like it wouldn't be as interesting.
Well, it's kind of what goes back to what Hao said with the celebrities. Like they're there to see the celebrities. You got Ryan Gosling in there. We got Margot Robbie, like huge celebrities, huge actors.
Yeah, she's gorgeous.
And then there's like Barbie. Like Barbie ties into. She is.
She's so goddamn good.
But like I'm just saying it. But also like Barbie like touches on people's nostalgia because I mean especially for women with having a Barbie doll or Bratz doll, like you can relate to that movie in some way or fashion. So like you obviously have some sort of emotional connection, right? Then you probably have a couple of people who don't give a shit about Barbie, but their friends care and they're going to see them and like they're expecting you to be there if you're part of the friend group. It's like, yo, we're going to see Barbie right now. And like
you have to dress in
peer
pink.
Pressure,
and you're going to take pictures after and you're going to act like you fucking like it.
You have to go and you act like you like it. You are the consumer. You're buying a ticket.
It's terrible.
You're going to see this film, that you may not want to see. You got Taylor Swift. I have my friends who are like going to Taylor Swift concerts and like spending thousands.
Bro, oh my god!
It's
when I see that, I'm like, oh my god! If I had like those $2,000,
I'd spend it on something else.
Okay, yes, a new bike. That's more okay.
We can't say that. We have biased opinions.
Yeah, exactly. For me, I mean, I guess that's an experience, and if that makes you truly happy, fucking go.
That's great.
That's
if
great.
If it makes you happy, it's great.
If it makes you happy, that's great. But if you're bandwagoning and you're spending $2,000 just to fucking fit in and be like, oh my god, look at me, I got like front row seats at Taylor Swift. No.
Yeah.
Like, that's just so stupid. Like, why not invest that into something else?
I don't think bandwagoning people are aware of it though most of the time.
Definitely not.
I think it's very subconscious.
It's really easy to go with the flow. Like if everyone's saying one thing, you do it.
Yeah.
Because people will accept you, and it feels good to be accepted.
Exactly, that's what it is.
Yeah.
It feels good to be accepted.
But to push past that and to do your own thing is like way more important. If you genuinely like Taylor Swift, right, go for it. But if you are there among 9 other friends and you haven't listened to any of her music before the 2 months leading up to your purchase decision, what's up with that?
You know why?
Yeah.
Because I feel like people need community. When people don't have community, they don't feel like they're a part of something and they have nothing to hope for or push for, then they feel lost. And I feel like the people that are doing like that Just Stop Oil thing, it's just all these people that are a little thick-headed in the head. And, they're just bandwagoning together.
Those Stop Oil protesters.
That is so...
And when they like
it's
block the road,
fucked.
when they block the road,
Or like people defacing like
paint,
priceless paintings, dude.
Oh my god! You know what really pissed me off? There was a group of the Just Stop Oil people that went to a Ferrari show and they glued their hands to all these like very vintage Ferraris, and it was like over like a $1 billion to the fucking day. That was probably an exaggerated number, but it was an absurd amount of money. Like it was like an F40, there was like an Enzo, there was like all these vintage like race Ferraris, and they literally just stuck their hand on it like it was nothing.
These
like it was
PETA
nothing. It meant nothing.
motherfuckers.
Well, they don't think of it that way. They're self-centered. They're thinking about their own
think about
interests.
themselves.
I mean, who's saying to stop oil? What kind of people are saying that?
Bozo.
Privileged.
Bozo ass.
Privileged people.
Privileged
Privileged people
people.
who are ignorant
Mm-hmm.
because they're a consumer. They need to get things shipped from different countries. You know,
When
how do you ship things?
order on Amazon?
Yeah.
You go,
you
and
are
how does
using oil.
Amazon deliver? They use
trucks,
trucks,
diesel-powered trucks,
planes. You know, shipping containers from China.
Yeah.
All of that is run
Tugboats.
by fossil fuels, oils.
Mm-hmm. You know what's
you know,
even
fuels.
crazier also is that the biggest climate activists are, well, people think that like the leading cause of climate change is like plastic and stuff like that, and in reality it's commercial fishing.
Farming too,
It's
right?
commercial fishing, and farming comes in second
And
as well.
ranching.
And ranching. And the commercial fishing is like all these people that are like all behind like keeping a good climate and like dolphin safe fishing and like tuna safe fishing or something like that. There's like a label that was created. They're all like for climate change, but they're just destroying the planet at the same time.
They don't understand.
They don't
Like,
understand.
People who have electric vehicles, you know what it takes to make one battery?
It's horrible.
Every time I see Tesla, I'm just I now
you-
get like enraged.
Yeah,
Yes.
exactly.
Just A, by their driving, and B, by just like
all right.
the
Do you see the
ignorance that just
do you see the caterpillars
bleeds
they
from
they
there.
use to like mine the ingredients in a battery?
Yeah.
Like those
Fuck.
those things are massive, you know, burning hundreds of thousands of gallons a week, right? And then you have like you're digging up like 500,000 pounds.
Mining is an extremely destructive process.
Indeed.
Run
And just
off.
for
Because it
and
doesn't
just,
restore anything
and just
either.
for one Tesla, nobody understands.
We're spurring on industry in other countries that are driven by us to fuel cleaner. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Like we are making other places dirtier and less safe and chemically hazardous to make our place safer. There's this video of this cobalt mine in Africa, and it's unsafe and the craziest thing is that those workers in those mines
They
are
make-
not only just independent workers, but some of them are slaves too.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? That's insane. That's absolutely insane. It's bad.
I think-
Just for
I
their,
think
just
I-
for a white person to drive their Tesla around fucking Tahoe, California.
And that's a bandwagoning effect too. To have that
Exactly.
Tesla, to have the
Mhm.
brand new swing up
Yeah, the
doors.
Brand
Yeah.
new swing up doors. I
You
need
know,
the
it's about the
brand new
appearance in
swing-
America.
yeah.
They don't think about what it takes to make that thing.
But is it
No, 'cause
wrong
you
to
can
buy a
tell
Tesla
people
because
that
you
you
think it's
have
cool?
electric now.
Is it wrong to
Mhm.
buy Tesla? 'Cause
Is
you
it
think it's
wrong
cool?
to buy a Tesla, not for the bandwagon effect, but just because you think, like, on a personal level that this is practical, this is useful, and personally, I think this is cool?
No, but you better not have any thought in your mind that you're like doing a
No,
service to the
yeah.
environment.
I
That's like
agree.
the
I agree.
worst
Yeah,
thing you can do
yeah.
is buy a new fucking car.
Like
concur.
the
Your
Tesla-
car that you have is the most environmentally friendly car because
You're just
Yeah.
not buying a new car.
Well, that's
Yeah.
yeah.
It's always the fucking Teslas that have like the no gas license plate.
Shut
They're
the
like,
fuck up.
Have you ever seen all the Teslas
Yeah,
that have like, no gas or like zero fuel?
Zero
and they're
fuel,
like, bruh,
oh
It's
my
like
God,
gas
man,
who?
like-
Gas who?
Yeah.
Gas
what
who?
the fuck?
You
How
know,
did they ship it over here? Where are the raw ingredients coming from?
Did it come on a sailboat?
Yeah,
Fuck
let me tell you
no.
what right now, all right?
Here's that thing, right? Like going back to, you know, being the consumer, like, you know, blending in, like feeling accepted, right? So
Yeah.
like how can people understand like what they're actually doing? How can they get over their ego or their, you know, self-absorbed intentions to be able to realize what's actually going on?
Information.
Information.
I think information, unbiased, but not even just unbiased because it's so hard to find an unbiased news source nowadays, right? I think multiple facets of information streams is the best way to counteract things like, you know, like the Tesla batteries that we've been talking about and,
Yeah.
and consumerism as a whole. Even though it's not a bad thing, it's just like you need to have multiple streams of information coming into your
the
life.
ability and acceptance to be wrong.
Yep.
To
Yeah.
like maybe get a new source and see it elsewhere and be like, oh shit.
It takes ability to want to change. You want to change, you want to gain a different perspective, you want to see both sides, unbiased opinion, you know?
Right.
So I think it's important for people to understand that it's time to kind of let your guard down a little bit and take in all the information. You're getting both sides of the argument to come to one conclusion that makes the most sense to that person. At least then, like, you can actually have a conversation with somebody. You can't have a conversation with somebody who's completely biased on one point. And if you have an opposing view, you're just wrong. They don't want to hear that they're wrong.
That's fucked.
They're just going to say, you know, you're wrong. You don't know what you're talking about. Like,
I've done the
Like-
research.
it's like, I've done the research. I watch, you know, CNN all the time. All the
Like
time.
CNN is completely unbiased, bitch. Shut up.
Wait, it's not?
Oh,
I'm
really?
So I think it takes something within somebody to kind of take a step back, see how they're acting, and make a change for the better. And that goes with anything, like with aspirations and things you want to do in life. You kind of have to take a step back and see what you're really doing. You know, and I think everyone has that ability in their wheelhouse if they want to have that.
Here's a real question, right? Even if you are aware of what you're doing, right, is it feasible within realistic standards and within your own life practices to change it? You know what I mean? Or is it like genuinely difficult to change?
It's difficult to change. I'm not saying like, since, you know, I'm saying that people should change. It's easier said than done, obviously.
Yeah.
It's hard to break the cycle. It's like hard to shake a bad habit.
Inertia.
Yeah. If you have inertia, you're gonna keep rolling with that one thing.
Yeah.
It
takes another force to go. Like,
it takes another force to put you in check. You can change the world around you. So that idea can spread. You know, you help one guy that you met one day. That guy talks to his family about what he learned. His family talks to their friends, and just it could be this, you know, good branching effect.
A little butterfly effect.
Butterfly
Yeah.
effect. So I think when it comes down, when it boils down to wondering why people don't reach their ultimate potential, it's a lack of not wanting to listen, not wanting to change, and people around you who don't care, basically. Like a support system that isn't there. They can get influence from their parents, their upbringing, or society, but
shout out.
it is within people's wheelhouse to be the change they want to see in themselves and in the world.
Yeah.
And if you don't believe that, then there you fucking go.
There you fucking go.
You just shot yourself in the foot.
That's true. And they don't even see it that way either.
Right.
I mean, you can rationalize anything the way you want it to. You can rationalize, you know, saying like, you know, they don't know what they're talking about. Like, I know what's right. You know, like, I'm chilling. You can totally say that, and you'll believe it, right? But then what if you take the stance where it's like, man, I never really thought of it that way before.
Yeah.
Maybe I should do something a little different. Maybe that could do something good for me.
There is a time, though, to not listen like that.
There's times, absolutely. It depends on the circumstance, you know, the situation at hand.
Depends on how you feel about the situation at hand, and you should stand for what you believe is right. But
Yeah, it's kind of like a blanket observation, you know?
yeah,
Matter of principle.
Matter of principle. That's right.
I like that.
Yeah. Well, anyway, I wanted to thank you guys for just taking the time to be here. You know, I appreciate each and every one of you, and it's an absolute pleasure to, you know, spend most of the week with you guys and just wrenching and talking about things like this on a regular basis. I couldn't be more grateful. So thank you guys for being a part of this journey with me.
Hey, quick mention, by the way. This is the last week that all of us are here as a team.
That's fucked up.
That's
Because
correct.
I leave, and then Nico leaves, and then you leave permanently.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, like,
It's never permanent.
it's never permanent.
You're going to stop by.
It's goodbye for now.
Goodbye for now.
It doesn't have to be forever. And this is why I do these podcasts. It's not just about like people seeing this and gaining a different perspective. It's about cementing this time forever.
Yeah.
You know, like this video will exist until the end of time. And
It's fucking crazy.
isn't that sick? So I'm just happy that you guys are wanting to do this and be a part of this. So thank you guys so much. I really appreciate it.
Thank you for organizing it.
No problem.
Hell
I
yeah.
enjoyed it.
A nice setup. I like it.
Thanks, man.